Whether you're a first-time home... Time now for The Real Estate Connection with Stephen Thayard, a realtor and certified probate and real estate specialist. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a seasoned investor looking to downsize, move up, or refinance, this program is for you.
A house in the middle of a street.
From probate sales to landscape design to home repairs and maintenance, this is your weekly look into all things real estate. Now your host for The Real Estate Connection, Stephen Thayard.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. Thank you for joining me in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. Normally we would be broadcasting to you on a on a Wednesday at noon, but due to some changes in my schedule, I'm coming to you earlier in the week than normal. So I'm glad that you could make it. We're going to get going right away here and start recording the show for the radio portion as we jump into today's topics. I know there's a lot of turmoil in the world, so we're not going to address any of that. We're just going to look into helpful and hopefully useful information in the world of real estate. So we are going to get this started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Real Estate Connection. Thank you for joining me today on today's show. As they say, it is going to be lit. Do not miss a single segment. So we're going to jump right in and get this party started right now. All right. Have you ever wondered how to stay on budget during a home renovation? Well, in our first segment, we are going to review 5 ways to stay on budget or even under budget during a home remodeling project. But before we get started, I have to give some credit where credit is due. I found this article on the internet where I grabbed this information from a lady by the name of Alana Twadale. And I apologize, Elena, for butchering your last name. It's Twadale, Tweddale. Alana is a freelance writer who writes about money, home, and investing. Her work has appeared on Forbes.com, The Huffington Post, and Time.com. When she's not writing, she's working with her husband to slowly renovate what seems to be like every square inch of their home. So thank you very much, Alana, for doing all of the legwork for me and gathering this research. I really do appreciate it. Now, have you ever started a do-it-yourself project at home and thought you would just save a bunch of money and a bunch of time? I mean, have you had or have you had to or replace a toilet in the house and you thought, no big deal, I can do that. I don't need a plumber, it's just a toilet. So you go and you watch some YouTube videos, or if you're not on the internet, you read a few books or go to the library and get some technical manuals, and you feel like you have everything you need to replace the toilet in your bathroom. Then off you go to the hardware store to buy a toilet, tools, and materials. However, at the start to the project, you find the water valve to the toilet is rusted out and will not turn off, right? Has that ever happened to you? Or even worse yet, when you remove the toilet, you find the subfloor around it is rotted out and needs to be replaced. Now, do-it-yourself can be cost-effective, but it could also wind up being more expensive in the long run. An experienced plumber could have looked at the job, right? You call somebody up, you come out and you look at they look at the job, and they would have maybe stepped around the edges of the toilet and noticed that the floor around it was soft, or maybe they looked at the back of the toilet where the water line was connected and noticed that the valve had rust around the edges and looked like it was about to fail, and maybe planned for that work as a contingency in getting the job done. Or maybe you go to unscrew the bolts around the base of the toilet and you find that from water or other issues around the exterior of the toilet, it's rusted and it's hard to get off, and now you're running back to the hardware store to get more materials or more tools to help you out. This is an additional cost for the DIYer out there. So you need to measure whether or not you have the expertise for the job at hand or the experience necessary to get it done in a timely fashion and to actually save you the money that you think that you will be saving during the project. So an experienced professional will come out there and plan for the problems that could come up and work them into the bid that they're going to provide you for the service. Now, it may seem expensive up front, but the money that you'll save and the time that you'll save and the peace of mind that you'll have that a professional has actually performed the work and gotten it done immediately, rather than having the hassle of having a broken down bathroom for maybe 2 to 4 days. I know for the wives out there that are listening, right? Your husband says, I got it, no problem, I'll take care of it, it's a small job. Next thing you know, they've ripped the toilet out, they found issues, they have to replace things, and now you're down one bathroom for 2 days. Whereas if you would have hired a plumber in the first place, the job would have been done and completed, and you would have had a great timeline and a great experience for getting it done. So the saving of time and hassle with multiple runs to the hardware store and then having to bring it to a professional could save you more money than doing it yourself. So number one is to consider hiring a professional or general contractor for larger jobs. Do-it-yourself mistakes could be more costly than hiring a professional. So that's the first point in staying on budget on any DIY project. And if you are doing DIY projects because you're getting ready to put your house on the market, call me right now. Let me assist you in walking through what it takes to get a house ready for sale and maybe even stop you from doing unnecessary work to get your house listed on the market to get top dollar. Stop what you're doing right now. Call me at 408-472-0817 and let's get your house on the market today. Book an appointment with me at 408-472-0817 to get that house on the market now and not wait and miss the timeliness of the market as people are running back as more counties open in Santa Clara County as it's starting to release as of June 5th. And as counties around the area are starting to open, we're seeing buyers return to the market now that there's now a pent-up demand. So take advantage of this opportunity to catch that first wave. Call me at 408-472-0817. Now, the second way to keep you on budget for your home remodel project is to make sure you hire the proper professional. Standard operating procedure for hiring professionals is to interview at least 3 contractors to get 3 different bids for any job that's going to be performed in your home. Now, this holds true whether or not you are hiring a general contractor or some other type of trades professional to get the work done in your house. So this is standard operating procedure. The next item within the second step is to beware of the least expensive bid coming in from any contractor, whether it's a general contractor or a handyman or a licensed specific professional to get the work done. Beware of the least expensive bid. And you may be asking yourself, why, Stephen, should I beware of this least expensive bid? One of the reasons is it could be the fact that they're trying to cut corners in order to get the work. And this could lead to poor or shoddy workmanship or providing materials that aren't of the highest quality or meet building standards, which could cost you more money in the long run by having to replace or fix the work that they do. Now, if you're just coming into the show or you've been with us and you've missed any portion, send me an email at info@realestateconnectionradio.com. That's info@realestateconnectionradio.com. Send me your name and your email address, and I will add you to my podcast distribution list. So we're coming up on a hard break. When we get back from running some commercials and paying some bills, we'll continue down this road of how to stay on budget or under budget during any remodel project in your home. So stay with me. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, folks, that concludes first segment number 1 as I reset the timer and we move in to our second segment. Again, if you guys are watching me live as I'm going through this, hit the like and subscribe button, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. If you're on Facebook, hit the like and share button. If you're on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button, that button right down there. And make sure you stay up to date. And if you would like to be on my podcast distribution list, send me an email at info@realestateconnectionradio.com. That's info@realestateconnectionradio.com. And the same goes for my live listeners. If you've been thinking about putting your house on the market, now's the time to do it. Get off the fence, stop waiting. I know it's been on your mind. The market still has low interest rates. The buyers are out and coming out of their homes. There's pent-up demand and houses are starting to move with multiple offers again. So if you're a buyer, don't get caught in the storm and miss out on the opportunity. And if you're a seller, take advantage of the intensity and the velocity that's coming into the market as we come out of shelter in place. So with that being said, we're going to get back into segment number 2 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Real Estate Connection. Thank you for joining me today. Hey, if you've missed any part of today's show or you're just coming in to the show and you've missed the first segment, send me an email at info@realestateconnectionradio.com. That's info@realestateconnectionradio.com with your name and email address, and I will add you to my podcast distribution email. Goes out once a week and provides a full copy of the show that you're listening to now. And then once you hit that button to listen, you'll go to my iTunes account for podcasts and subscribe there so you can get alerts whenever new podcasts are uploaded. So with that being said, we're going to get back into today's first segment of the show, and that's talking about how to stay under budget or on budget during any home remodel project. Before we went to the commercial break, we were talking about the pitfalls of doing it yourself, meaning if you're not experienced in even some of the smallest of projects, and the example that we were using was replacing a toilet in the house, it could lead to time wasted, a bathroom not functional for more than a day. And we know, at least for my wife, and probably a lot of other wives out there, that's not an acceptable place to be in the home. When you've just gone to replace a toilet that should take a couple hours and it winds up taking 2 days because of issues that you haven't foreseen yourself because of lack of experience, or what you run into once you start getting into the project. So that was the first point. Consider hiring a professional to help you out. Even though it may seem to cost more money, it could save you time and it's efficient in getting the work done and knowing that it's been done properly. The second point that we brought up was hiring the proper professional. Whether you're dealing with a general contractor or some other type of tradesman in the business, you should, at least standard operating procedure, get 3 bids from whoever you're looking to hire to do the work for you. The other point that we brought up before we went to the break was beware of the least expensive bid, because it could indicate corner cutting in building materials and construction. This is very important. It may look too good to be true. That usually means it is too good to be true. They're either going to cut corners on the building materials that they're purchasing because they still need to purchase the materials in order to get the job done, or they're going to not spend as much labor and time to do it right the first time, which could cost you more money in the long run, as you have to either repair and fix the work that they've done or replace it. All right, so ask what services are included in the bid. Okay, a good bid from a service professional will have a line item for every charge and material in the bid. The line item bid should be very, very detailed. We're talking about color of the electrical cover plates if you're changing out the wiring and the plates and the plugs in your house. It needs to be in detail, whether you're going with beige or white. And then if you're talking about materials going into your bathroom or your kitchen, whether they be tile, sinks, or faucets, it should also mention who the manufacturer is, the model number, and the color of the item being installed. And if you're talking about roof shingles, we are talking about branding and color. You want to make sure that as much detail as possibly could be included in your bid is actually there. A super detailed bid will lead you to staying on budget in your home remodel. Again, stay away from bids that basically say for the whole entire project, it's going to be X amount of dollars. It's easier on the entryway as far as getting into the project, dealing with a bid like that, because you don't have to do as much work as far as making sure that everything is covered and you're just throwing your trust into the contractor or the handyman, but you have more control and better understanding of costs when it is broken out in detail. So what is the third way to keep your home remodel on budget. Map out the project in detail so you don't miss anything. This is key. Even a small backsplash project will need to have a detailed list, right? And the way you approach it is you start with big ticket items and work your way down. So in our example of doing what's considered to be a small project like a simple kitchen backsplash, you're going to start with big ticket items such as tile, the adhesive to attach the tile to the wall, and then the grout that you're going to use to infill for your project. So you're going to start with those big ticket items, but then you're going to drill down into the smaller issues. You're not going to want to forget the spacers that you're going to need to put in between the tiles. Also, the sales tax on the items that you're purchasing, shipping charges, should you be ordering from online or having things made and brought in from out of state. And then what is a lot of times missed are the cleaning materials. So once you get done with a project, right, there's a mess that's created, and you may have to go out and buy cleaning materials to clean up after the construction is done. You need to add in those costs as well. And then for larger projects, you're going to want to factor in engineering costs, permits, and interest costs if you're borrowing money to do a remodel in your home. And again, if you're getting ready to do this and you need some advice, feel free to reach out, especially if you're getting ready to put your house on the market, or if you're a buyer and you're going in to look at a job that's been recently done on a remodel. Give me a call, 408-472-0817. I'd be happy to walk you through what to look for if you're buying a property in these times when a house has been remodeled, and where to look to see if there's quality of craftsmanship. And if you're getting ready to sell your house and you're doing a remodeling project, you're going to want advice from a real estate professional to let you know where to spend the money and where not to spend the money so that you can get the most bang for your buck when you're listing your property for sale in today's current market. All right, so let's get back to our segment. Don't forget, 408-472-0817. Again, 408-472-0817. Okay, so where were we at? All right, mapping out in detail where you're going to go. So for large projects, you're going to want to factor in, like I said, engineering costs, permits, and interest costs, and also time. When you're dealing with a large project, you're going to want to map out your timeline as far as how long it's going to take. And when it comes to permitting issues, that should be factored in as well, as far as how long it takes for you to get sign-offs in order for you to move forward with your projects. Also, measure, and measure again. Measure 3 times to know how much material you need. A last thing you want to do is to order a specialty item or a custom-made item such as tile or a special color of grout. You have it shipped, and then when you're almost done with the project, you run out. And then you're going to have to order and wait for it to be remade again. And especially with what they're talking about in shelter in place and and potentially re-shutting down if there's a second wave, this could actually cost you a lot more time. So especially in this environment, you're going to want to be very careful and make sure that you order enough materials so that you have enough to get the job done. The point of this is the more you plan, the more you know how much the cost will be. That way, this will keep you on budget and also be able to track the small dollar items closely, okay? They add up. This will also help you to stay on budget. You're going to want to do this. Track everything as much as you possibly can. So again, if you're just coming to the show, we're talking about how to save money or how to stay on budget with home remodeling projects. If you've missed any portion of today's show and you would like to hear the show in its entirety, send me an email at info@realestateconnectionradio.com. That's info@realestateconnectionradio.com with your name and email address, and I will add you to my podcast distribution list so you never have to miss any content or any part of this show or any future shows. All right, so we're coming up on a hard break here. When we get back from paying some bills, we're going to jump in to our fourth, fifth portions of how to stay on budget when you're doing a home remodeling project. So stay with me. After we get done paying some bills, I'll be back and we'll go through those last two before we jump into our next segment. I hope they can edit that out. So anyway, I let the time run too quick and there was my alarm. That's okay. That's okay. The power of technology, we can edit that out. All right. Thanks for staying with me, folks, on a Tuesday edition of The Real Estate Connection. Again, if you're watching me live on Facebook, hit the like and share button. Like and share. If you're watching me on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the like and subscribe button. And I thank you for joining me live on today's episode of The Real Estate Connection. So we are going to jump right back in as I reset my timer for segment number 3. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome back to The Real Estate Connection. Thank you for joining me on today's show. Hey, if you've missed any part of today's show and you would like to get a copy of the full episode, send me an email at info@realestateconnectionradio.com. That's info@realestateconnectionradio.com with your name and email address, and I will add you to my podcast distribution list. We have been talking about how to stay on budget or under budget during a home remodel project. And before the break, we had gone through a few items such as make sure you hire the right professionals, be wary of doing it yourself as you could run into problems during your project that cost you additional extra time and money, and mapping out in detail so that you don't miss any costs, even the little costs such as cleaning materials that you need to get the house cleaned up once the project is completed, not to mention sales tax, permitting fees, and then time, especially if you're ordering things online that are specially made for you, they're custom made. Make sure you order the right amount because it could cost you more time if you run out of those materials and have to order more. And some businesses have a minimum order amount. So what if you're 10 tiles short and their minimum order amount is 50? Right? That could be an extra cost that you don't want to have to deal with, especially in custom-made items. So what's the fourth way to plan where you are going to save money on a home remodeling project or stay on budget? Do not cut corners. That is the fourth way to stay on budget. Or plan on where you want to cut corners. I can't believe I messed that up. You have to forgive me. So let's pretend and rewind there. The fourth way is to plan where you're going to cut corners. Okay, so determine what parts of the project are most important to you and allocate funds to that part of your remodel budget first. So if your plan is to create additional space, whether it's in your kitchen or your bathroom, and that's the most important part of your remodel project, then you're probably going to not want to order custom cabinetry as it inflates the budget on your cost by maybe 15 or 20%. You're probably going to want to stick with stock cabinets if the ultimate goal is to create more storage. However, if you're trying to create a more luxurious feel, whether it's in your kitchen or your bathroom or your living room or wherever more storage is wanting to be added, then custom cabinets are probably the way that you want to go because your goals are completely different from more storage versus a look or a feel of luxury in the home. The point here is that the goals that you have should drive your budget decisions. Okay, so for the fifth place where you're going to want to either be on budget or under budget is to add additional cushion to your budget for whatever project that you are entering into. Okay? Meaning pad your budget, add more money. You want to plan for the unexpected. And based on my experience in life and in real estate, every transaction that I've ever entered into has a hiccup. No matter how much you plan, no matter how well you're prepared, or how much you stay to the rules or stick to the plan, something always comes up during a real estate transaction that you have to fight through or overcome. And this is Murphy's Law. Something's going to go wrong. So you're going to want to plan for that, okay? You could open a wall and find electrical or plumbing issues. Say, for instance, you've decided that you want to put a cutout in a wall in your kitchen to give it a more open feel, or you want to add a window someplace and you plan to stick it somewhere. And you open up that wall and you find that there's a drain pipe a drain pipe running right through the space where you want to add a window, or there's an electrical conduit running right through the space where you want to add a window or a cutout from downstairs to upstairs. Now, this is going to affect your budget because you're going to have to move that drain or move that electrical out of the way to provide the cutout in the kitchen or where that window or where you want that window to be. The experts say that you should add either 10 to 25% of the budget for unexpected issues. All right. So that's just one more additional place that you're going to want to plan to stay on budget. Okay. It's very important. All right. So we're almost done with this segment and we're rolling right through. Stay with me for our next segment because I have a special offer for my radio listeners today. You're not going to want to miss it, especially you're not going to want to miss the last segment of the show, which is technology and how to improve your home with technology on a budget, okay? So you're not going to want to miss it. Stay with me for the next segment. And again, if you have to leave and you're going to miss the next segment, send me an email at info@realestateconnectionradio.com so you can get on my podcast distribution list. Send me your name and email address, and I'd be glad to add you to that. So we're moving through this. Pad your budget. When issues arise, you will have a budget to deal with it when you're adding that extra 15 to 25%. Also, another piece of advice, when you run into something in the project that's unexpected, it is going to stress you out, right? You're going to see something and you're going to be like, oh my goodness, this is going to cost a bunch of money, blah, blah, blah. And it's going to stress you out. And there's going to be this sense of urgency for you to make a decision as to what you should do or which direction you should take. The advice that the experts give is to sleep on it. Take 24 hours to think about what you want to do before you make any decisions. Because when you're stressed out or full of anxiety, you have a tendency to make decisions that aren't clear-headed and mistakes happen. So you definitely are going to want to sleep on any decisions before they are made, especially when it relates to an unexpected issue that pops up in a major remodel project. So the point is, Pad the budget by 10 to 25%, depending on how much extra cash you have. And if anything comes up that causes any sort of stress or anxiety, do not make the decision quickly. Take your time, minimum 24 hours before you make your decision as far as which direction you want to go or how you want to tackle the issue, so that you can be level-headed in your decision making so that you do not make a mistake. That could cost you more money as well, as you have to go back and undo it once you see more clearly later on what you actually should have done. So again, if you've missed any part of the show, info@realestateconnectionradio.com. Send me an email with your name and email address, and I'll add you to my podcast distribution list. You're not going to want to miss the next segment as we discuss smart technology to add to your home that will increase the value and just basically your living comfort in your home right away. And if you've been thinking about buying or selling and you're sitting on the fence, use the power of radio to advertise your home. I'm going to be talking about one of my listings in the next segment as well. I could be talking about yours as well. Call me at 408-472-0817. Again, 408-472-0817. And I will see you when we get back from paying some bills. We'll see you when we get back from the break. Okay, folks, that was segment number 3. That was 9 minutes and 40 seconds. And we're going to jump into the last long segment of the day, as we are on the Real Estate Connection live Tuesday edition, as my schedule got filled for Wednesday for obligations that I made last month. So I thank you for joining me live today. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button and share. If you're on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. And if you're on Periscope, share it out. Share it out with your friends and all your other followers. So we're going to jump into this next segment in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Real Estate Connection with your host and realtor, Stephen Thayard. Hey, if you've missed any part of today's show or you're just joining me, send me an email at info@realestateconnectionradio.com. That's info@realestateconnectionradio.com. Send me your name and email address, and I will add you to my podcast distribution list. We're going to start a new topic in this segment. We've been talking about in the prior segments how to stay on budget if you're doing a home remodel or repair, or stay under budget. But we're going to jump into smart tech. Have you ever wondered what new technology you can add to your home to make it more functional? In this segment, we will talk about 6 technology home upgrades that can make your house more functional today. Credit goes to Leanne Potts, who wrote an article that I pulled off of the internet. Leanne Potts is an Atlanta-based journalist and serial home remodeler. She's tackled 5 fixer-uppers and is working on a 6th. She's written about everything from forest fires to dog-friendly decor, and spent a decade leading the digital staff of HGTV. So thank you, Leanne Potts, for all of your legwork and making this information available as I share it with you today on the Real Estate Connection. So what is the first tech you can add to make your home more functional? All right, number 1 is a video doorbell. So Wi-Fi enabled video doorbells allow you to use your phone to see who is at the door. You can talk to them. You can hear what they are saying when you are not home. And what a lot of people don't know is that it is usually motion sensor activated. This is great for security. And it also means that the person walking up to your front door does not have to push the button or ring it in order for it to be activated. This will give you an alert whether you are home or not as people approach the front door of your property. And additionally, it records so that if somebody does happen to break into your home or vandalize or try to break into maybe your car parked out front or in the driveway, you'll have video footage, hopefully saved if you're paying for that service, that you can use to help police apprehend the person who has caused damage to your home or tried to break in. It also will allow you to tell home delivery people where to place packages so that they're out of sight. How many of you out there are frustrated by the fact that UPS or FedEx or the Postal Service just drops your package off on the front doorstep for everyone to see, and there's a strong possibility out there, just because there are people who do bad things, for it to disappear? This is your opportunity now with a video doorbell to speak with delivery people as they're approaching your front door, to let them know exactly where to put the package so that you feel more comfortable about it being safe on your front doorstep. They're also not very expensive, and they usually run under $200. So this is smart tech that you can add to your home today that is inexpensive and will allow you to upgrade the technology of your house. Well, there it is, folks. There's that air horn, that DJ air horn. Here is the offer for my radio listeners today. If you contact me at 408-472-0817 today, I will personally give you a specialized home valuation for your property. This is not a computer-driven home valuation. This is personally done by me, yours truly, the host of your show. Well, I will examine the sales of different various properties in the area around your house or your investment property, and then come up with a value for your home so you know exactly what it's worth today. Oftentimes in the decision process as to whether or not you would like to divest yourself of an investment property or to sell your home, you need to know how much money you're going to make. And it's hard to know just by going online and looking at the various home sites that provide value. Have an expert give you a detailed home valuation of what your specific property is worth by calling me today at 408-472-0817. Again, that's 408-472-0817. Now back to the show. As we continue to look into how to add tech to your house to improve it today. All right, number 2 is smart door locks. No longer worry about losing your keys. Have a smart door lock installed on your front door. You can have a push button code, which means that you can leave the house without having to worry about having your front door keys with you or losing them when you're out and about. You can program that code, push the button, turn the lock, and bingo, your house is locked. And when you get back, you just put the code back in and in you go. It's great for if you're selling a house. For people who are worried about rekeying, they can change the code to anything they want. Some of these smart locks are actually voice activated now, so that you can just command it to close or lock based on it recognizing your voice. A lot of these locks are also activated with Siri or Alexa. Or if you are worried you didn't shut or actually lock the front door after you leave the house, you can pull it up on your phone and push a button and it will lock your front door. Also, program in temporary codes for either house sitters or dog sitters who are watching your property while you are gone on vacation. Have peace of mind anytime you leave the house so that you will know that your house is safely locked when you're not home. Number 3, home generators. Now, we're not talking about the old style home generators that you'd wheel out and plug in and start with a pull string, and it's powered by gas, um, by gas from the gas station, right? Those noisy gas-filled ones. We're talking about built-in home generators. Now, a company called Generac actually does make these. You have them ordered, and they will install them and build them directly into your house. They are connected to the gas line that runs to your home, and they can tell when you've lost power, and they automatically kick in. So have peace of mind from large storms or rolling blackouts if you're in California. It wasn't too long ago that the electrical grid was cutting out to save electricity, or overwhelming for forest fires in the summer, and we're coming up on summer again. You can have a Generac or automatic generator installed in your home, and that way you don't have to worry about losing all the food in your refrigerator, or being able to power your air conditioner or heater if it's in the wintertime. Now, something really neat and somewhat expensive and new to the market are smart mirrors. Now, these are mirrors that you can put in your bathroom that will upgrade your bathroom to the 21st century. Smart mirrors have all sorts of technology built into them. Some have televisions so that you can watch the news or traffic reports as you get ready for work. Others have built-in digital assistants like Alexa, who can pull up your favorite podcast like The Real Estate Connection, or turn on lights or open and lock doors for you, or just play your favorite music as you get ready for the day. There's not a large return on investment, but it is loads of fun, and it helps you enjoy your home more. Now, before we roll into the break, I want to talk about a listing I have for sale up in the town of Pioneer, just above Jackson, that is east of Sacramento. East of Stockton, and up into the mountains. It's a beautiful lot. It is, I believe, almost 3 or 4 acres, 3,200 square feet, 3 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms, separate detached garage with shop. It would make a great Airbnb, large kitchen, wood stoves. If you have want any questions about this listing, if you're looking for a vacation home up in the mountains, that's a short drive away up in the beautiful town of Pioneer, listed at $572,000. Give me a call at 408-472-0817, and I'd be happy to give you more information about this property. And if you're interested in listing your home and using the power of radio to get it sold, call me at 408-472-0817 as well. Now, we're running up onto a hard break. When we get back, we're going to wrap up smart technology, and I'm also going to leave you with a blessing to take you through the rest of the week. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to wrapping up the show as we get done paying some bills. So I'll see you guys at the other side of the break. Talk to you in a minute. All right, that's it. That's it for this segment as we roll into our last segment of the Real Estate Connection, which is a short one, but good one. All right, here we go. And I'm just going to pull up this listing here. All right, okay, here we go. All right, we're going to get going here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Real Estate Connection. Thank you for joining me today. If you've missed any portion of today's show, you can send me an email at info@realestateconnectionradio.com. That's info@realestateconnectionradio.com, INFO, and send me your name and email address, and I'll add you to my podcast distribution list. Okay, again, about this listing I have up in Pioneer, the address is 57745 East Inspiration Drive in Pioneer. The property is 5.1 acres. The square footage, appraised measured square footage, is 3,320 square feet. 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, listed at $572,000. with a detached garage and shop. There's also a bonus room located above the detached garage and shop with a full bath, plenty of space to store your snow removal equipment or a boat or RV parking. And there is a custom hot tub out there as well for the wintertime. It's a great little property, lots of privacy. It backs up to the National Forest. It's one of those unique little spots that would be a great Airbnb or just a family place to go up and get away from the city. So as we get back into smart tech, we were talking about different types of technology that you can add to your home to bring value and enjoyment. And number 5 is a indoor garden. So indoor gardens are becoming very popular these days. Indoor and edible gardens are taking off in popularity. Those growing indoor gardens are predicted to increase by 25% in 2021. They can be calming and soothing to your interior space. They can be built into planters that can be used as room dividers, or you could install a hanging herb garden on the wall in your kitchen and put some grow lights on it to assist it in the growth. The space will now have a fresh green look and give you your own herbs to use in the kitchen. Last but not least is number 6, smart blinds. Install smart blinds. You can control your shade or cooling in the house wirelessly. You can use direct voice command to adjust them up or down, or you can use assistants such as Alexa and Siri to adjust them as well. You can also program them to adjust on their own based on when the sun is hottest in various parts of the house, and it's also a nifty little feature you can use to make it seem like you're home when you're on vacation by programming them to adjust on their own. So it's great for your personal enjoyment as well. So that's the last of it. Now, before we go for the show, I wanted to drop a blessing on you. I've been thinking about life lately, and you can either live life with a thought of being abundant or that scarcity, whether you think there's plenty to go around or there's not enough. And I think it's beneficial for all of us to live life thinking that there's plenty to go around. So with that, I'd like to read this verse I pulled out of Luke 6:38. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. So basically speaking, live a life thinking that there's plenty to go around and share, and it will be given back to you in the same measure. Thank you very much for joining me on today's show. Again, if you've missed anything, send me an email at info@realestateconnectionradio.com. That's info@realestateconnectionradio.com with your name and email address, and I will add you to my podcast distribution list. If you have any questions about real estate, whether it's buying or selling, or you would like to use the power of radio to advertise your home, call me at 408-472-0817. Thank you for joining me today. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Stay safe, and I will see you guys next week. Take care. God bless. Goodbye. And that's it for today's show. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I'm just going to add this up right now. As we all come together right now, remember the children. Innocence. Let's get back to that. Love each other. Be kind to one another. Unify. Let's all remember that love conquers all. God bless all of you guys, and thank you for joining me on today's live episode of The Real Estate Connection. We'll see you guys next week. Take care, God bless, and goodbye.